Let's start out here by just going over the date. Today is the 2nd of August, okay? The 2nd of August, 2011. I'm going to slide back here on the Russell to the beginning of the day. Again, guys, the trades with a little orange arrow on them are trades that I missed. The trades with the yellow arrow, except on the YM today. The trades with the yellow arrow are trades that I took this morning. It looks like I didn't mark up all the trades, but I marked up most of them. My first trade out of the box was right here. It was a long trade. We had, for those of you who don't know, there's just a couple of indicators here. This is the Russell 2000. This is a 3-tick range chart. What I look for is for the chop bands, the red to be outside the black on the chop bands, and price to close up above the elbow, and then to confirm it by having a close up above that close. Alright, so I got long over here, right here, and I stopped out down here. Alright, for its 6 ticks stop out on that one. The market pulled back a little bit here, stayed, the elbow stayed positive. We had a continuation trade right over here. Now this one would have worked out perfectly. Alright, I had another long trade over here that I did take. I missed this one, but I did take this one on the Russell. This one worked out okay. There were 2 more continuation trades here. Again, with the continuation trade, what we're looking for is for price to close above the MA1 and then above that close. All right, so the entry's right there. So that worked out. That worked out nicely. You can see right here it closed down below the elbow, but it didn't close below there. So we didn't get a trade there. We didn't get a trade there. We didn't get a trade there. Over here, we closed above the elbow, and then we closed above that, so we did get another trade there. I missed that one, orange. There was another one in here. There was another one in here that I took that I did get. Another one over here that I took that actually stopped me out to the tick, I think this one did. This one went to the profit target. This one stopped me out to the tick. Now let's go back over here. No trade in here. There was a continuation trade here, but the bands were on the inside here. The chop bands were on the inside, suggesting not to take it. There was a trade right over here that worked out well. The chop bands again over here for the continuation trade were on the inside. Over here, the chop bands were on the inside again, so I didn't take that continuation trade. Over here there was a trade that went long. That one would have stopped out. I missed that one. Let's see. This is our 2 hours in the morning with the Russell. Right here, it moved down. Right here, continuation trade again. That worked out well. This was a short trade here that I did take. That worked out well. A short trade here that I took that stopped me out. Another one here that I missed. Another one here that I took that didn't work out. All right, and that was pretty much it for the Russell for the morning. So altogether there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let me just back it up like this. Okay, we'll back it up like that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. About 16 trades in the first couple hours. Because I was trading a whole bunch of markets at once, I ended up missing a whole bunch of them, unfortunately. What Dwayne was saying, I'm gonna jump off of the Russell here and move over to the 6E, and we'll also look at the YM and the ES. I'm gonna try to do this as quickly as possible here, though. Okay. On the 6E, there were a bunch of opportunities this morning. I didn't take all of them. Actually, this is the YM, so we'll look at the YM first. The YM had a perfect trade setup out of the box this morning. You see, we had a bullish cross right here, a pullback down to the BBC. This was perfect right here, almost no risk. That was it, and then it just ran up. Right here, it had a second chance at it, but it was going right into an area here I didn't want to trade into. It turned around, and it pulled back up here, had a bearish cross and pulled back up to the BBC. I did take this one. I only had 7 ticks of risk on this. I would have needed about 15, which isn't unheard of. And my target was 20 ticks. I had a 7x20 bracket on that. All right, and it clearly moved down in the direction that I had anticipated it going. There was a second chance right here where it moved down, and a third chance right there, and a fourth chance right there, and then finally it made it back down to this area here. All right, and this is what Dwayne was talking about, it bouncing off of. Now early on, we had drawn this trend line down here. Thanks to Bert for recognizing it. We'd drawn this trend line down here, and this trend line pretty much held all the way down to the zone, and we just broke it down here after it bounced off of this area. Started closing up above it, so I would look for it to move back up to the next area up here. That's what I would look for on the YM. All right. Moving over to the 6E. I did a lot of trading in the pre-market this morning. You know, Dwayne and I were actually going back and forth pre-market quite a bit, and I missed most of the trading that happened when the market opened up today. Not that there was a ton of it, but I missed most of what was there. But I had made a whole bunch of ticks in the pre-market. I think there's my DOM right there. I have 33 ticks profit right now. But in the pre-market, I'll show you the trade. The first trade that I took, it was around 2 o'clock in the morning, and that's, you know, Dwayne was putting out his tweets around that time. This was my first short right over here. Okay, right in here. This was my first short at 42.15. And it moved down. Clearly it moved down well. All right, so I took some profit on that. The first movement of that, I took some profit. I didn't get near as much as I could have. And then it continued moving down, and it continued moving down, and I took profit a couple of times on that. And then there was opportunity on the way back up. Now this is all pre-market right here, guys. This is all pre-market. You know, for those of you guys who are overseas who are watching this, this is your time frame. This is when you should trade it. For those of you guys on the West Coast, this right here was about 11 o'clock at night, 11:30, when this movement started. Okay, so there's opportunity for everyone in here. This is the 6E on a 4-tick range chart. Okay. Now this gave us a bunch of opportunity and the continuation trades. The setup is the same as it is on the Russell. On the Russell 2000, you look for a close above the MA1 and then a close above that, a close down below the elbow and then a close below that. Same thing. Okay, same stuff, same indicator set, same everything. And you can see there were plenty of opportunities here during the day on the 6E. Now let me minimize that, and we'll jump over here to the ES as well. All right, I'm just gonna quickly show the ES here, and then I think I'll wrap up my little morning session. You can see this morning on the ES we went from this area to this area, back to this area, and now, depending on what happens with what's going on in Washington, I would expect we're going to get back up to this area. Now we'll see about that, but you know, that could go either way right here. But I would think if it's going to be bullish and it's going to start moving up, it's going to move up here to 1280, 1281 in that area. The opportunities in here, we had a bearish cross and a pullback up here to the BBC, another pullback to the BBC over here, another pullback to the BBC right here. On the way up, we had a bullish cross and a pullback to the BBC, and a pullback to the BBC right here that you could have ridden right up to there. Now in the morning session, in the live trading session, Bert had pointed out for all the listeners, this bar right here after it had happened, and then this little doji right here right on top of the BBC. That was a good indication that the market was going to turn right here at the BBC and move up to the zone. And that was our morning.